for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
You may be seated. Bill, Jared, can you pass some of these up for me, please? Pass those out when you please. Hope I've got enough. You know how hard it is to put songs together for Mother's Day that are Christians? That was a difficult thing. I said, Hazel, help, help. But there was no help to be given. It was hard to find, wasn't it? Hard to find. I don't know why. But this is a very special day. Did we have enough, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why, but this one on the right-hand side really gets to me. Picture, if you will, God making a mother, a model mother. She has to be completely washable, have a couple of hundred movable parts, and yes, replaceable. And can you run on black coffee and very little food, have a lamp that disappears when she stands up, and able to carry a child on her hip, has a kiss that can cure anything. And, oh yeah, has a 6 pair of hands. Hands wasn't the problem though. It was the 3 pair of eyes. One pair that sees through closed doors when she would ask, "What are you kids doing in there?" when she already knows. Another set in the back of her head that sees what she shouldn't, but what she has to know. And the ones in front that can look at a child when he goofs up. Remember I said when he goofs up. And reflects, I understand. And I love you. And this is without uttering a word. God went on making the model mother, and the angel suggested putting the task off. But the Lord said, I can't. I'm so close to creating something so close to myself. Already I have one who heals herself when she's sick, can feed a family of 6 on 1 pound of hamburger, and can get a 9-year-old to stand under a shower. The model was finally finished complete with a tear of which the Lord said, I didn't put it there. The tear, the Lord told the angel, was for joy, sadness, disappointment, compassion, pain, loneliness, and yes, pride. That fable, taken from Irma Bombeck's book, touches somewhat heavily on sentimentality, but it has a bit of truth. Many of us would confess with gratitude that the closest we come to knowing the love of God in human form is found in a mother's love. God did indeed create something close to himself. There is certainly no question that motherhood is a difficult and demanding job. It is an act, and a part of trouble is that a mother is compelled to understand the task with no previous experience. I call it OJT, on-the-job training. I think of all of us would agree that we need a model indicating what should be done and how to do it. Let's turn now to the New Testament and look at some selected scenes out of the relationship of Mary and Jesus. Mary knew awe and apprehension, and mothers come with appreciation and acceptance already built in. When the angel came to Mary and said, "Hail, O favored one, the Lord is with you. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall call him Jesus." Mary was greatly troubled, but the apprehension did not come and cancel out the acceptance. "Behold," said Mary, "I am the handmaiden of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." It would be a strange kind of person who did not feel to some degree the awe and the wonder of the power possessed by a mother. Anna Quindlen is an author willing to share some of her feelings as a mother. She was a mother of two young sons, and one night the younger of the two sought reassurance that all was well. And this quest led him to the bed where two terribly fallible people tossed and turned, the closest thing he knows to God. This is what no one warns you about when you decide to have children. There is so much written about the cost and the changes in the way of your life, but no one ever tells you that what they are going to hand you in the hospital is power, whether you want it or not. Their father and I have them in that enthralled simply by having produced them. We have the power to make them feel good or bad about themselves, which is the greatest power in the whole world. Ours will not be the only influence, but it is the earliest. Every human being is in a real sense a mystery. We never can fully understand one another. Husbands and wives, despite the intimacy of their relationship, will at times exclaim, "I really don't understand you." It is not always said in anger. It is an honest admission that there is a blessed aura of mystery about each other. If this is true about adults, how much more vividly do we feel it when we look at an infant and wonder what life will hold for him or her. It doesn't matter much what others tell us. We listen to their words, but we are still uncertain. This was Mary's feelings at the time of the birth. She heard many things about the child, and she did not understand fully. Mary, we are told, kept all these things, pondering them in her heart. Wise parents will accept the fact that there is always a gap between the generations. Children do not automatically echo all the opinions of their parents. Someone has suggested that this is God's way of making sure humanity does not stay permanently mired in the ruts of customs. No doubt, this is often hard to accept. There is perplexity on the part of the parents who ponder like Mary and can't quite understand why the next generation is unwilling to continue the old patterns. There is nothing wrong with the perplexity, provided that along with it there is persistence in love. One of the greatest things about the Bible is its quality of its honesty. The accounts are not censored to make them look nice. Its honesty is what gives the Bible its great helpfulness. We can see this on the next scene at which we look into the account of Mary and Jesus. The infant has grown. Now he is about 12 years old, and his parents have brought him to Jerusalem at the feast of the Passover. After the Passover was over, they started back home. They realized that Jesus was not with them. Oh, he's with the friends of ours. But after that first day of his absence, they went back to Jerusalem and spent 3 days looking for him. They found him in the temple. Mary's reaction is both interesting and understandable. She was angry. "Son," she said, "why have you treated us so? Your father and I have been looking for you anxiously." This was a note of discipline, and it is a part of a difficult responsibility of a parent. Because this is such a difficult thing. It is often not done well, and sometimes not done at all. This may reflect a prejudice which gives the child thinking that they are the master of the household. This could lead to problems down the road of life. What is needed, of course, is what is to be called tough love. A love which cares enough to dare to say no when that word is needed. Without the discipline of such tough love, we fail to prepare persons for effective living. The years pass, and Jesus sets out on his public mission, preaching, teaching, healing. And the forces of opposition stands against him. He is seen as a threat to the establishment of that day. And plotting begins as a way by which this danger could be eliminated. In Mark's gospel, after he had been selected, the disciples, this opposition intensified. It was said that he was possessed by Beelzebub, and that he was beside himself, trying to say he was insane. Alfred Kazin, an author, pays a profound tribute to his mother. Kazin and the family lived in Brooklyn, small Brooklyn tenement, part of a large Jewish settlement. His mother took in sewing to help keep the family together, and Kazin writes this: "The kitchen gave a special character to our lives, my mother's character. All my memories of that kitchen are dominated by the nearness of my mother sitting all day long at her sewing machine, by the clattering of the treadle against the linoleum floor, by the patient twist of her right shoulder." The kitchen was not her life. Year by year, as I began to take in her fantastic capacity for labor and her anxious zeal, I realized it was ourselves that she kept attached together. What a lovely tribute. Not stitching garments, but a family. It was a haven in a heartless world, like the home in Nazareth. The final scene. The scene is towards the close of Jesus' earthly ministry. Outside the city's wall, a cross has been raised, and he was placed on it, nailed to the cross. Most of his followers had fled into the shadows of safety. But standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother and mother's sister. Only that, standing by. It was all she could do for him, but she carried through all the way from the mystery of Bethlehem's manger to the anguish of Calvary's cross. And we know, too, that there are times when mothers and fathers can do no more than to be there. It may not be much, but it is of crucial importance. Let us pray. Most holy God, here we are today celebrating the Model Mother. Model Mother like Mary. Someone we don't give full credit. The one that we fail sometimes to say, I love you. The special person in our lives. Let us today, Lord, put your arms around all the mothers in this world and say, I love you. And we do this in Jesus' name. Amen.